Yes, the Ohio guy. I launched a fraud. How's it going? Sorry I'm late tonight. I was wiped out. Those of you who were on Nakomi's stream sort of caught that already. I forgot the good god damn it. It's all Co. No, Nine Inch Nails good. Conley fans. Oh, yeah, just had a rough work day. It wiped me the fuck out, and then I just didn't like feel like streaming really. The desire to stream was there, but the body was not in agreement. The TMNT guy. He uses those to caress his synthesizer. It's part of the art. On a side thing, I had a surprisingly limited run day. Hold on one second. There are some shenanigans occurring. Be right back. What is happening out here? What is going on out here? They were just having some fun. It's okay. Everything's all right. Everything's okay. Yeah. Well, so y'all know I've been on my oops, not that screen. I've been on my quest, my nerd quest to just sort of side thing whenever I have downtime, like replace all my cases and try to make things look like they were freshly purchased. And so I was expecting a couple of packages from Limited Run today because they make long box replacement jewel cases. Although they make me mad. They need quality assurance over there. It's the actual like CD holder part that goes inside. So it's like a three-piece thing. There's the jewel case sort of door, the jewel case itself, and then the CD holder. But the CD holder just does not want to be inside of the jewel case. It just pops out. And that's all of them. And it's definitely something wrong. No, there was nothing wrong with the butthole teeth. Yeah, it's more so that they just don't snap in. And also, as soon as you try to put it in, so it's one of those things where it's got like little nubs on the bottom and top. There's two on the bottom, two on the top. And they're supposed to go into like the little holes that are actually on the jewel case. And that's what's supposed to hold it in place. It's the clamps. They just, I don't think they fit in the holes or whatever. And also, you can see the plastic discolor actively before your eyes. It's like magic color changing plastic from the stress of it, which it's the stress it's supposed to be able to take, because that's the whole point of those little clips. So that's irritating. But fortunately, in the case of most like long box jewel case games, the actual CD holding bit is not typically the thing that's taken all the hits. So those, the original ones, actually fit. So the problem is entirely with their CD holding piece. It's just made wrong. Or they're using the wrong material, something. I would like to just use those, but instead I've been harvesting the ones from the cases I've been replacing. But those look like this. And I will say, the end results are quite nice. It's very pleasing. Because, you know, once again, these inserts are very well protected. So usually, unless there's some sort of water damage, they are in perfect shape. And they just look beautiful when they're in a nice, unscuffed case. So that was one piece of the limited run thing. But then this arrived today, and I wasn't expecting this. And I think I must have bought it. Unless, Craig, you know where this came from? From what I saw, they should have been getting that feedback from lots of other people than just me. I mean, I could, but I have a feeling it's not something they particularly care about. Yes, it is Doom 64 on Xbox. What's weird with those replacement cases is that they don't advertise them on the limited run site, but they are for sale from the Amazon store on, like, the limited run store on Amazon. So I almost feel like they have sort of distanced themselves from it, but they're still making them and selling them. By the by, they're not cheap, but they are. I don't know of another source to get those. So yeah, yeah, I seem to remember it being a passion project thing. I think it's turned into a unhappy thing. I don't know. I've seen people say not great things about limited run. I don't know why though. In particular, I feel like stuff like this is really cool. But I guess I must have bought this a long time ago, and it just finally showed up. I just don't remember doing it or getting it. But this is sort of a special edition. So that Night Dive Studios that does a lot of ports of old games like MS-DOS games and stuff, and whatever they like port them up to work on modern hardware. They've done a ton of games, and they did Doom 64 a while back. I mean, this is Xbox One. I think it's out on everything though, like PS4 and Switch and yada yada. This says copyright 2020 limited run games. I don't know if that's when this was done, but I mean, it does say 2020. But this is essentially a knockoff N64 box, and it has a heavy metal cartridge in it. So it's not an actual cartridge. It's like a die cast replica of the Doom 64 cartridge, sort of. It's got like the Doom 64 logo extruded out the front of it. So yeah, I went to the PO box, or we cleared out the PO box like a week ago. I may open it sometime. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna open it right this second. I see. So there's some drama there. I don't like gaming communities or even the retro community. I find it to be very drama heavy, you know. I think unfortunately it's one of those territories that has a lot of the actually guys and a lot of shithead guys involved in it. And that ain't me. I don't really want anything to do with any of that. Well, this also came directly to me, so the likelihood is that I got it, but it could have been from like somebody in the closer circle who can send things directly to me. Yeah. I'm happy they exist, but they are definitely pricey. It's over $70 for a case of 10 of them. But where else am I going to get like crystal clear, unscuffed, new looking jewel cases, you know? It has made the Sega Saturn collection look just it has me thinking about like I want to get like a powered Lazy Susan to do like those camera shots where it's just sort of sitting and just you know. But to what end? For what purpose? I don't know. There's absolutely no. Nakomi said she didn't buy it, so I think I did and I just forgot like a long time ago. Yeah. Was there one on the first? July 29th, Gnosis. I'm sorry, a couple more days than a week ago. You just need to look like slightly farther. There's like one thing that I don't know when it's going to appear is y'all got me the analog pocket on Throne. I cashed that out and did the pre-order. That was a long time ago. I don't know when it's gonna appear. It'll just show up one day. I'll be like, "What's this? Oh wow." Hmm? No. What's Apollo? Oh no. I mean, coeNo first of all. Epio. I feel like skater, Olympic skater. There's this Olympic skater called Apollo Oh No. I thought I thought you were accusing me of referencing something from Apollo's stream. So I was like doubly confused. Cuz I don't watch the Olympics or give a shit about sports or anything, so I don't know nothing. I was just referencing the fact that I voted no today and we won. And it's good. Damn, that's fucking crazy, listen. That is absolutely wacky. I think Craig has experienced the same. He's mentioned a number of things that have just been like nearly lost to time. It's been so long. Was it a pretty neat thing, BFA? Yeah, I was very happy to see no winning. I am 100% sure that when I went to vote, I was surrounded by people who were 100% voting yes. But I think this was actually something where it was one of those rare cases where like every vote actually mattered. In that I don't think gerrymandering or anything like that was applicable here. I think it was actually down to individual votes and not like it wasn't consolidated in some way that strips you of your voting participation, right? Like something like, oh well, it's just we only count the counties that go one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like it was just yeah, raw majority. So it felt nice to kind of silently go in there and give a fuck you to basically everybody around me. Yeah, vote wise, it was like 2/3 yes where I am. I saw some counties were ridiculous. There's some counties that seemed terrifying. Like there was one I saw for sure that was like 85% yes. So it was a. Here's the whole story. The casinos, yeah. So Roe v. Wade happened, and now all there's been the shakedown, right, through all the states. Basically, if it's a Republican state, they want to ban abortion. If it's not a Republican state, they don't want to ban abortion. That's the tug of war that has ensued. And in Ohio, we have the possibility of being able to amend our constitution, our state constitution, and we've had that for over the past century. There was a period of time where I guess things were really, really bad and corrupt in Ohio, and then somehow that all got overturned, and they established a constitution and um, put into place these really like the benchmarks for what it takes for citizens to be able to like petition to get something to get an amendment rolling on the ballot to amend the Constitution. So there's like you have to hit a certain amount of signatures, you have to get like some percentage. I don't have it all in my head right now. I can look it up real quick though. What's necessary to amend the Ohio Constitution? How hard is it to amend? Okay, so issue 1 was, which is what we voted on today, was it would amend the state constitution to require future amendments to get a 60% supermajority in a statewide vote in a future order to pass. Currently, you just need a 50% simple majority, and that's been how it's been for over 100 years. And there's more details to it, but that's the short story. What's up?
I came for this.
Yeah, please take it. So if you voted yes today, that would have been to
fuck up. No, I'm good.
yeah, it would have been a fuck up. That would have made it the 60% supermajority, blah blah. If you voted no, we keep it the same, which is what happened. The reason that this happened now was Republicans rushed to do this during the time when they thought it would maybe slip under the radar. And it's in response to the fact that reproductive rights are coming up on the ballot in November, which, guess what? It's a constitutional amendment. So basically, they were fine with everything how it was for 100 years. And then all of a sudden, they wanted to do this now. Gee, I wonder why. They have said every other reason under the sun why. They've tacked on all sorts of bullshit excuses like, oh, it's because of the casino thing, or, you know, or it's just a better approach, or there's other states that don't let citizens amend their constitution at all, blah, blah, blah. All that is lies and bullshit. On its face, very obviously so. They only are doing this because they were hoping that low turnout would guarantee it would get a yes vote, and then boom, they're set for November. Nothing, you wouldn't be able to meet that standard, and the Constitution would not be amended to include any bodily autonomy, reproductive rights, amendment stuff. So we have fucked them, and hopefully we will fuck them up even more in November.
By the way, when I was talking to you about turnouts and stuff or whatever, the vote in November is the one that's like projected already with like unofficial like polls and shit, or that's like 83% of like all women, even Republicans, are like,
that's why they did this sneak ass shit, because there is
no, I knew that.
There's
as great as I thought.
There's like a slow motion clapback coming towards them. So basically, they undid Roe v. Wade, and it's like this right now, and it's on its way.
Oh yeah, no.
It's coming to get them, and they were trying
States
to
are
they're
getting
trying to
sued
stop
left
it.
and right for that shit already. And
Drew, what's up? Thank you for the raid, buddy. How you doing?
the one in Ohio, they actually lost.
What?
There was like 15 women that sued the state of Ohio for denying their reproductive rights because it was harmful to their health. They lost that one. I think Florida did too.
The GOP lost or the women lost?
No, the GOP lost.
Oh yeah, good.
So I know there's at least like 3 or 4 states that have like big. Texas is one, has a big lawsuit against it.
Oh, exactly, Terranix. That's the thing I was starting to say, but I couldn't remember the exact numbers. But the key thing is what you said. It would make it to where you had to get every single fucking county on board for anything, and that's fucking obviously there's 88 counties, so that gives any little ass county in Ohio with like 500 fucking people in it
Oh, there's
veto
probably
rights over any amendment. Like you just, it's obvious it would be, essentially it was a move to lock Ohio into being a permanently Republican. Like only Republican legislature can do anything and no one else. The citizens can't do anything. If they vote Democrats, the Democrats can't do anything. That was the plan. Sorry. I saw that. That was like that's a really critical piece in my opinion
I
that
just think
that is
your
kind of under the
estimation
radar.
of certain populations of certain counties are a little high.
No, I was looking at them. They're actually all bigger than that.
Stop trying to lick me.
Tenosis says, I believe there's a stay on the Florida one.
Ah.
That's the other thing. There's all these fucking sort of captured courts, and they do all these like fucking stalling and dragging shit out tactics, and
Oh yeah, the one
it's
in
fucking
Texas
gross.
was terrible because they were like, yeah, but we personally didn't say that you couldn't.
Yeah.
We just
That
said
shit
like
was
that
fucked
wasn't
up.
stopping you from doing it.
That was the one where they made that woman throw up.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, she was so fucking distraught and upset that she threw up while she was on the stand speaking.
She should have fucking ran and just right into their laps.
Mm.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, those representatives got voted right back in. It's Ohio.
Oh, hi. Listen.
I always, when I was a kid, it was probably on Sesame Street or something where they did something like we're visiting Japan and everybody was saying Ohio and I'm like, what? Why is everybody saying Ohio?
Thank you.
Making bread.
I wanna go.
Yeah, today was a big Ohio day, Drew.
Bakery. Oh.
Boop, 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 boop.
He is being super fucking creepy back there.
That's Pico.
He's just standing in the corner.
He's like a Nosferatu of a cat.
Oh, here he comes. Yeah? You gonna tell me all about it?
Well, I think I'm pretty much done.
Yeah, I'm gonna wash her little ears.
Hey, I mean, we're only in Ohio because we gotta be. Or it was most convenient for us to be. But Ohio is definitely borderline. It's in the past like 4 years, I would say it has been sprinting trying to catch up to Texas and Florida.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody else lives in another state and has somewhere we can live rent free, we would happily jump ship.
Yeah. It's one thing I'm always sort of thinking about when I look at whenever there's particularly some sort of ballot or vote event or something like that, and I'm looking at those maps. And you know how it always comes down to like the cities all go the one way and the counties all go the other way. That's always everywhere throughout the entire country.
Yeah.
That is how it always is. Always. And all I can think is that basically we are sort of at the end game of Republicans spending 50 years chipping away at basically mining that fact, just sort of taking advantage of that reality, right? That's just how it is. And so that's with like the gerrymandering and bullshit like this ballot today. They just trying to they keep trying to put all the power into the hands of the fewest people possible. No, I mean, what you're uh, dealing with is also massively important. Um, I mean, they're both huge because that's another massive crisis that we have, right? Workers' rights and wage theft and unions, like we are at a point where we have to start clawing some stuff back and we have to never stop doing it once we start. We have to keep going. Because they won't stop. That's clear, right? The shit that's come out from the like SAG-AFTRA strikes, the Writers Guild, and the Actors Guild, and all that, and the shit that the studios have done and are doing, and what they've said and done, like they're just gonna keep mining us, man. I I feel like we're on a weird road to like with the AI bullshit. I don't know. It sometimes feels like they really almost would want to have like AI consumers. Just algorithms that just purchase things at sort of a steady clip and just kind of get rid of us, you know. Just get rid of everybody, not just the workers, just everyone. It kind of feels like it's almost heading towards a really strange, I don't know, like we're getting to the farthest extents of capitalism, I feel. To where you can kind of see it in the distance of like, okay, well what if that handful of people gets all the way to the finish line? The finish line being that they have 99.9999 forever percent of everything, and the rest of us, have literally absolutely nothing. What does that mean? What is that for them, for any of us? What is that? You know what I mean? Like, well, you would think that revolution would happen before that point. But we are, in terms of like today numbers, the heft of this inequality, it exceeds anything. It's just, it doesn't feel like it. But proportionally, um, the distance between us and somebody like an Elon or a Zuck or a Bezos is hundreds of times, thousands of times greater than the distance between like a serf and a king. Now, obviously, our baseline quality of life is also thousands of times greater. But we are being kind of squished from both ends, right? Yeah. So I don't know. There's there's just so many fires going on. There's so many crises all in parallel together. It's impossible to wrap your head around it all. But it does really feel to me like, if, barring any other thing happening, such as putting a French invention to good use, they would just keep going until like all of the rest of us are dead. And then what? And then they die, and then there's just no people? Like, is that the end game? I don't understand where they're headed. It makes no sense. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously infinite growth is stupid, and is a core problem with everything. And we know the parameters of capitalism. I'm just saying what's fascinating about this moment right now is how close we are to that actual end game. I guess actually that has already been revealed, in terms of that a number of them have expressed, either directly or indirectly, a desire for like a sort of planet wipe, where they get to just have it. Like, they win, they wipe the rest of us away, and then they get to kind of start over with a just blank world without any of us, I guess. So they have kind of actually expressed that already. So forget everything I said. I forgot about that. Yeah, they prestige. They transcend, and then they go back to level one. I've seen some articles to do with like, they're about rich people who've been exploring like bunkers and stuff like that, and that's a fun one to read, because I mean, I'll see if I can find it for you. They're working on those problems you might have, such as, how do I employ bodyguards without them just killing me and taking my food? Okay, well, this isn't the article I was thinking of. I went to one on CNN, and it was just like one of those ones where it's just it doesn't have an opinion on it, which always feels fucking ridiculous when it's this sort of a topic. It's like, how are you not? The article has to be making fun of these people the whole time.
Say what?
This is the article I was thinking of. Fucking billionaires making bunkers because they want to survive the destruction of humanity that they wrought upon us. Because then they'll have a blank world without any of us dirty
Yeah, but they don't know how to do
worms.
anything. Like, they would
Well,
still
that's what's
need
funny.
the working class to be able to live the life that they're accustomed to. And if all of those people are dead, like, you have to, in order to survive like that, you would have to have skills.
Well, right. And that's the part that you make fun of, because They knew armed guards would be required to protect their compounds from raiders as well as angry mobs. One had already secured a dozen Navy SEALs to make their way to his compound if he gave them the right cue. But how would he pay the guards once even his crypto was worthless? What would stop the guards from eventually choosing their own leader? The billionaires considered using special combination locks on the food supply that only they knew, or making guards wear disciplinary collars of some kind in return for their survival. Or maybe building robots to serve as guards and workers, if that technology could be developed in time. Disciplinary collars.
Yeah.
We're in a fucking like a John Carpenter movie. It's like Escape from New York. You've got a fucking collar around your neck that detonates if you go outside of the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, slavery. Like they just instantly go to, well, what about slavery? You know, like no problem, no moral speed bumps.
The thing
Just
is,
straight there.
so, like, they would be dead within a week. Like, it wouldn't even matter.
Now I think that these are like these ones in this article are like sort of no name. They're like low tier billionaires, which is funny. It's like billionaires is a tiny group, and yet they have an out group.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's a whole lot of them.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not even it's not that it's dumb, it's that it's craven. It's sinister and disgusting, and it's amoral on a not like religious morality, like on a humanity level, you know? Like it's objectively universally amoral.
I mean, we don't need to limit it. It's all of those things. It is still dumb.
Have a good one, Drew.
See ya. Good luck with your kitchen.
Almost immediately, I began receiving inquiries from businesses catering to the billionaire prepper, all hoping I would make some introductions on their behalf. So also there's all like it attracts all these bottom feeders who are like, yeah, we'll build your bunker, you know,
Yeah.
because like they also, number one, they just want to scrape fucking money out of the billionaire guy, which, you know, get that bag. But two, like a lot of these are going to be like essentially death traps. They're not going to be these like bunkers are a a real serious operation that like basically only the military engages in.
Even then, a lot of those are abandoned for a reason.
Yeah, they're still death traps.
Yeah.
Like they require serious staff and maintenance to be something that you can be inside of, and that's not even, they don't really intend to live in them.
Yeah.
Like one of the problems with like those nuclear bunkers that are abandoned and unused is that they're just a tube in the ground, and if they don't have working ventilation or anything, you know, odorless gases fill up the bottom, water and such. Like you could go walking down in and then just die without realizing, because you just walked into a cloud of invisible odorless gas. You know, I hope that that's what happens to them. That would be great.
I mean, only if the billionaires buy it. Hi.
Well, we went on another one of our fun little journeys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Don't you do that. What do I have to do to make you stop doing that? Like you already know I'm stopping. That's why you're reacting. So what is the bark for?
Yeah, Penny already gets excited, even though I've only been streaming again for like 3 days. Like when I say goodbye to my chat, I hear her jumping around outside.
They're
Like,
very smart. They
like I
are
can't.
super
It's been
smart.
so long since I've streamed on a normal basis, and like she still remembers that.
Yeah, it will. They'll fire the maintenance guys because, well, everything seems fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they were doing their job. That's definitely the kind of thinking, though. That's
Well,
that's the that's the core of these guys is that they
no, but they'll hire their nephew that's
right
like 17.
they accidentally into whatever position they're in, but they are convinced in their own minds that it was because they're some sort of a superhuman.
Yeah.
But they're not. In fact, most of these fucks are subhuman and couldn't do anything on their fucking own. So, anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching, hanging out. Sorry it was just a check-in stream, but it is just one of those days. You know? Just one of those days.
Yeah, give me the lad.
Okay. I do have to. I'll bring his medicine. But yeah, just one of those days is all I can say. Right. Exactly. Like Elon is a perfect example of somebody who is actually a fucking idiot. He doesn't really know what he's doing. Like he knows a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He's not completely unacquainted with the things that he chooses to involve himself in. But when it comes down to it, like he would probably lose against like an intermediate to junior level developer, right? Like he doesn't really fucking know what he's doing. And a lot of his shit is just like it didn't make any sense to just wipe everybody out of Twitter to gut the company. Not like on a really in no way. Not like an entrepreneurial sense or financial development. Like there's no justification for that move. That's just a bullshit move. It's just like, you know, when he called everybody back into the offices at Tesla or whatever. Like, why? Based on nothing. And we know this because basically every study on the topic of work from home has been that productivity has gone up and workers are happier, and it's just better. It's overall better, and the only reason that they're trying to bring us all back is the same reason it always is: greed. We're losing money on our fucking, like, why don't they ever have to adapt? That's always the prescription for us. Oh, well, you need to move. You need to cut back. You need to stop getting lattes and avocado toast. You know, it's always us that has to cut back. But, oh, well, I'm paying for these buildings. Someone needs to be inside of them. No, cut back, motherfucker. Sell your fucking building. Fuck you. You cut back. Don't make us all fucking have to get in our car for an hour, hour and a half, or however the fuck. I'm not telling anybody anything. This is just yelling into the void stuff because it's just the same. It's the machinations of the world where we just all we can do is get mad at them, but we don't have any control and can't do anything about it. Like we just have to frown at it and get irritated. But like, what can we do about that? Yeah, it's so fucking dumb. It's I have been so very privileged and fortunate to have somehow threaded the needle of being able to work from home for essentially a solid like 13 years. I managed to dodge all those bullets somehow. Most of my working life has been like working from home in one capacity or another. So hey, all the better, food. All the better. That sounds good to me. Because fuck them. Fuck them and all of their bullshit. Yeah, I mean, that sounds to me, what is it they're always telling us? That sounds like bad planning. Maybe you should have saved for a rainy day. Maybe you should have saved for a couple of rainy years. Why didn't you save up for the pandemic, guys? What mindset? Well, so the thing with small business is that it's used as a stick to beat the rest of us with. And as far as I'm concerned, they can go fuck themselves as well. Because a lot of small business people have sided with greed most of the time. And they've created their own shitty bed to lie in, you know? Like, a lot of the fucking small businesses shit is where all the fucking, like, nobody wants to work anymore. Well, you don't want to pay anymore. So, you know, maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe it's because you are part of the whole mechanism that has kept minimum wage completely fucking stopped while your pay, weirdly, just keeps going up. Man, I wonder why nobody wants to work anymore. Why would that be? Why is that? As far as I'm concerned, the important word in small business is business. If you can't afford to pay people, that's called a failing business. That's out of business is what that's supposed to be called. I hate when people say that shit. Like, we can't raise minimum wage. It'll hurt the small businesses. Good. Good. They need to go out of business then. If they can't afford to pay their workers, then the money is going in the wrong direction. Because everybody was able to do that before when minimum wage was keeping pace with productivity. What happened now? What's different now? Well, it's because everybody's sucking the money all up to the top and they don't want to pay anybody. That's the real phrase. Nobody wants to pay anybody anymore. I don't know how true that is. I'm not saying that I think every small business owner is rich, but I am saying that I think most small business owners created the situation that they are now in. So if they are strapped for cash, it's because they voted for greed, because they believed, you know, what they were being told, like, oh, we're helping most small business, we're going to keep the minimum wage down. It's just the situation they asked for. They asked for this. So they traded away against their workers, got nothing in return, and they're still now trying to take it out on and blame the workers. Like, no, you did this to us and yourself. Stop making the same stupid wrong choice over and over. They are not going to hand you money down from the top, except for when they do with the PPE loans. You know, there's that. We don't talk about that. I feel like a lot of small business owners got that, didn't they? I feel like a lot of workers didn't get that, didn't they? So, yeah, I don't feel a lot of sympathy for small business owners in the general case. I know a lot of people who are owners of businesses that are small, and it certainly isn't applicable to every single person who has a business. But not every single person who has a business, a small business, is employing people exploiting people. I'm thinking of restaurants. I'm thinking of basically anything that's kind of in that territory that rely on the ability to basically exploit workers to stay in business. Anyway, yeah, it's very much a leopard eating their face party type of situation, in my opinion. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, although I'm not sure how you possibly could. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.